sounds of WSU FM in the background. I've actually been a lifelong aficionado of classical music, and normally I actually, to the joys of internet radio, actually have WQXR on from New York. And so if anybody loves classical music, and if you don't, that's a nice thing. There's a whole lot of different music. But today, I was kind of inspired by traffic's always fun. I was actually kind of inspired by a video that Amy actually did called Turner Syndrome Must-Haves. First off, I must have patience to deal with Columbus rush hour traffic in the rain. God's not done with me yet, folks. But anyway, it's been another week of wonderful recovery, some more hijinks, and a veritable soap opera that's known as Brother Mark, Turner Syndrome, Butterflies, and Life. And I was just really inspired by a video that Amy did on the Life of Amy series. It was, and she talked about the Turner Syndrome must-haves. To be an adult butterfly, you must have these things. Quoting Amy, and one of the things she said was, that she kind of alluded to as vent partners. Because, hey, folks, I've taken a lot. Being a butterfly, it's hard work sometimes, and sometimes there's just depression. And I've talked to enough butterflies. Sometimes it's just depression, just bam, comes out of nowhere. Like, what did I do? And sometimes there's just anxiety that just with no warning, with no trigger, and just out of nowhere. And I can really relate to that one. And sometimes there's days that things just don't come together. And I think over the years I've just kind of been that vent partner, because I've been there too. I definitely know what it's like to deal with shame-based behavior, feeling less than, that I'm never going to make it, that I'm not worthy, just that feeling of being stigmatized, and that I've been a really good vent partner there. And people really know me if a butterfly is really getting herself into a major jam or really overreacting. She's been known to get that trademark, "Hi, this is Brother Mark, your emotional meltdown recovery specialist. Please state the nature of your crisis." Am I taking myself too seriously? Could be. Cracks him up every time. Hey, you gotta have a sense of humor in this line of work. I'll tell you. That's a must-have. Having caring sisters, that's a must-have. And Amy's so right on that one. I'm so much agree with her on that one. Another must-have is having people who will take the time to understand what Turner Syndrome is. And I have. And a lot of times, I understand. I mean, there's obviously a difference of gender. I mean, that's, you know. Yeah, hey, that's glaringly obvious. But when it comes to the feeling less than, the shame, the stigma, just the low self-concept, yeah, I've been there. And that's why I can just listen. I don't have any magical answers. Never pretended to. But just something about my life's journey sometimes helps a Turner Syndrome sister. And so it's like, okay. And just, that's one thing that I enjoy doing. It's just being there. No expectations. That helps. And then another thing that also, I think another must-have is people who understand. People will take the time to read and study. There were times and struggles in my life which I had some unique struggles that left me feeling like I came off a spaceship from Mars. And the ones I really loved were the ones who, at that time in my life, went and just listen and tried to understand. And some even said, "Hey, Mark, I found there's a great article there in the Providence Journal. I just saw something on Channel 10. Hey, there's the information. Look it up." Joe, thank you. Yeah, that is really helpful. Hey, I appreciate the share. Hey, next cup of coffee is on me. I mean it. And but just taking the time to share, that's a must-have. And I think Amy's hit it. It's having the sisterhood that will rally around. And I've been blessed by that same sisterhood too. That the time that there was a period that I think many of us sadly referred to as the triple whammy, when we lost 3 sisters. 2, if I remember right, were to the usually aortic dissection, but the 3rd one was a suicide. And I was really pleased and really heartened, though, that I was there for the sisters. And I was really, really heartened, though, that there were sisters that texted me. I got someone with the bright sun that doesn't know that the car has a dimmer switch, so we'll live with it. But there were also Turner Syndrome sisters who said, "Hey, Mark, are you okay? We appreciate it, but we want to make sure you're okay." Yeah, I'm doing fine, but thank you very much for checking in on me. I really appreciate it. And I sometimes will have butterflies. Let's occasionally check in and say, "Hey, you've been kind of struggling lately. Is there anything I can help you with? Or just want to see how you're okay." It was funny. It was one day I was at a John Carroll basketball game, and one person just checked in. I didn't know her too well, but it was just we were just sitting there talking about the game, and she was just it was just kind of neat. I don't know if she was a basketball fan per se, but she was definitely definitely interested. So, well, I think I'm going to have to do. This is going to be interesting. There's a big accident I'm on the west side of Columbus, and there's a big accident. And I mean, there's just tons of police cars and fire trucks and everything else. So it's like, well, we got a little time to talk. I've got a little time before I get where I need to get to myself, so we can chit chat. But the must-haves, I'm in 100% agreement. The sisterhood, people who will take the time to understand, who will take the time to learn, who will take the time to, and even the time to advocate. And I I try to share every chance, to help take care of that stigma. I share every chance that I can get. Sometimes in taxi cabs, sometimes in airplanes, sometimes in other cities, and I've always managed to be sitting next to a special education teacher, and I've talked with students at John Carroll and they got a phenomenal education, teacher's ed program, just absolutely phenomenal. And it's fascinating to see the students' eyes light up and go, wow, somebody's got Turner syndrome? It's not that they're trying to make the butterflies look like a poster child. Tell me about it. I want to know about it. I mean, we read about this in a textbook, but you're telling me that something. What's it like? And it's a chance to educate and advocate, and those could be future teachers. Those could be future administrators, and who knows. So those are the must. I think those are the must-haves, and I think it makes the. And I think the other thing that a must-have is gratitude. I mean, it's so easy, and for myself included, to beat myself up about something and to say, to say everything that's wrong with me, but to remember what's right. It's so easy to get into what they call in AA stinking thinking. Yeah, that's a really big accident. I mean, it's just West Broad Street. It's just a parking lot. So, whoops, hold on. So I don't know what happened. I'm sure it will be. I am sure it will be on the 11 o'clock news. So I want to make sure I can get through. Okay. Yep. But a must-have is an attitude of gratitude. And I watched a sister beat herself up on Facebook, and all her friends in her profession, I think other butterflies, said, hey, look at your occupation. Look at the things you do for the community. You're beautiful. You're special. Having an attitude of gratitude, that's a must-have. Also, I think a must-have, in light of some of the dealings with the naysayers, is to be around sober people, mostly sober people. You don't have to. I mean, I have a choice to deal with the drama, and there are people in the Turner syndrome community who think that the sky is green with pink polka dots, and they want to live that way. That's up to them. I think it's a strange way to live life. I think the other thing too is they say in AA, sober people, sober places, and they also say, run with the winners. Run with the brave butterflies who have, and I've got some dear favorites who have affectionately said, who have graduated from the school of hard knocks. They have made some major blunders, but they haven't let those blunders keep them down. They've learned from their lessons, and they've shared what they've learned to the point that I'm encouraged, that I'm blessed, and that I'm grateful on those mornings that I can read that person's Facebook posts and read just their daily affirmations, and I just sometimes have to smile. Love that that sister. You know what I mean. It's a great bunch of people. It's a great community. And I would say if you have those must-haves, somebody to vent with, a vent buddy, a supportive sisterhood, a supportive brotherhood, a community that's willing to learn, to advocate, to listen, and an attitude of gratitude, and then a desire to be around healthy people, and then also bright butterflies who have the ones who have made some blunders but have graduated from the school of hard knocks. They're the ones to hang out with. So, just some thoughts as I'm meandering my way through rush hour traffic at 5 miles an hour. Yeah, but it's just something about keep those wings polished. Keep up the good work. And and on those days that things just aren't working right, I'm still around. I'm still get texts in the middle of the night, and that's okay. Hit the like button, subscribe if you like, and I will talk to you next time.